Hey guys, it's Ted Bogert. Welcome back to the TED Show. You all know how much I love musical performers, any kind of musical guest. And today we have Katryna Alexis with us. I picked a little bit country, a little bit soul. She's a lot of things. You read her bio, you know. Welcome to the show, Katryna. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I am great. All right, you've got great lighting going on. Love your name. My oldest daughter's middle name is Alexis, so I love that name. So the audience loves origin story, like we talked about. They want to know a little bit about you and your journey. So take us back and kind of give us an idea of how you got to where you're at today.
Of course. So I originally started music. I'm adopted from the foster care system, and my adopted family I have a brother with autism, and he has been in love with music since I can even remember. So growing up, a lot of the times I was surrounded by Disney princess songs and my dad's influences and my mom's influences. So when I was 7 years old, first grade, I decided to enter myself into a talent competition without my parents knowing. And actually ended up placing third. I'd never done singing before. It was something very, very new to me. But I ended up placing third, and the festival was at a church, and the church asked me to come sing as a soloist for them. And I kind of just got involved with them, and I began singing, and I found my love for performing in front of people and just getting their reaction. So I kind of told my parents with that I wanted to go all throughout Florida and start singing. So I did. And that has brought me so far. And I've met so many amazing people. But now, due to the pandemic, a lot of my events shut down. But it was good because I got to kind of grow as an artist myself. I started coming out with my own songs and my own originals, as well as some nice little cover albums for people to listen to.
So let me ask you, how does it go from having a childhood passion for it and loving the performance to actually making it your life choice, your career, you're going to actually, you want to do this? It's a different world, performing in front of a few people, to making this your business, which is what it is. Talk a little bit about the transition there and how that works.
Of course. So my parents have always told me to, if I have a job, to always do what I love. And I love singing, and I love being able to spread a message to my audience. Honestly, for me, it hasn't been that big of a transition because of how much I do enjoy doing it. So I never wanted it to feel like a job to begin with, and to this day it doesn't.
I love that you have that passion for it, and I think that's what happens. You have to find a nice balance in order for you to be able to live your passion, still make money at it, because the ultimate goal, you're not a charity or a 501c3, so you don't have people throwing money at you. You have to work, you have to do it. But isn't it awesome to be able to do your craft for people and still make money? So you talked about the pandemic. How did you switch? How did you pivot? Most artists suffered. They got their bookings canceled. They couldn't meet with their writing partners. There were so many challenges. What did you do in 2020 to kind of make that shift?
So obviously, since most of my events in person got canceled due to traveling, or just, there being too many people to hold a gathering that large, a lot of it transitioned online, and I started doing a lot of interviews online and, Facebook Lives, Instagram Lives. So I started doing that, but plus I grew as a songwriter. I had never really been big into songwriting before, something very new and scary to me, putting my own words and thoughts out there for people to judge. But over the pandemic, I started to hone that craft, and I started writing. And I came out with 3 songs. I have my first song, Bonnie and Clyde, second, Deserve Better, and I just came out with one called Stop in May. And all of them focus on something that I'm very strong for, something that I'm very passionate for. Well, Stop, my most recent one, is something that I was most excited for people to hear because it raises awareness for mental health. And I'm a huge advocate for the mental health field. I want to be a child psychiatrist and incorporate music when I get older. So just having that out there for people to listen to and just seeing people's reaction has made my heart so warm.
Where do you get that passion for that? Did you have friends or family that were in the system and you saw what happened, or have you always had a soft spot for that particular arena?
Definitely having a brother with autism, and then plus I work with a lot of foster kids to this day. I actually have a club at my school that focuses and hones around the foster care system, and I'm interacting with those kids on a weekly basis and hearing their stories and hearing how much they go through, but yet some of them still walk into that, still come up to me and with the smiles on their face, knowing what they've been through. I just feel like it's almost my job to advocate for them and to like put a foot forward for them.
I love that you have a passion that's outside of your music, because I think all that can do, I would imagine, since you said your songs, especially Stop, I believe, mental health, you have mental health and mental health awareness involved. I would imagine that that is very fulfilling. I imagine you would resonate with the audience. Talk about when you're performing these songs. Do you get emotional on stage or on Facebook Live when you're singing? Are you thinking about the reasons why you wrote the song or you love the song? How's that experience for you?
Every single time that I go and perform a song that I've written, I wrote, I get this overwhelming sensation of, someone in the audience has to understand what this song means. That's my goal, is for people to understand what my songs mean. And even if it influences one person in that audience to go make a change, or one person in that audience to go out and do something about it, that's okay with me. And that's what, every time that I go and perform songs that I write, that's what I'm looking for. Just at least one person.
And so what's going on 2021 for you? It's obviously things have started to open back up. Are you meeting with writing partners and writing? Are you do you have an itinerary where you're traveling and performing? What's it look like for you and your world in 2021?
So actually next week I'll be going to Nashville. I'm super excited. It's my first time traveling since the pandemic. And I'll be actually singing up there for the first time. I'll be singing in 2 different places up there. Tapa's Bar, if anyone wants to come out to Nashville, come see me. I'm super excited about that, though. I have yet to actually perform somewhere that far away from where I live, which is Florida. But I'm so excited.
Florida too? The doors. Where are you in Florida?
Jacksonville.
I'm in Orlando. So yes, Florida. All right. So talk about Nashville, though. Is that sort of, because I picked the title of the show, A Little Bit Country, A Little Bit Soul, I think from your bio or from your website. So you obviously can go across genres. Is your ultimate goal to be in country, or is your ultimate goal to be in soul? Where does your music fall into the genres?
See, that has always been something that, even as myself, as an artist, I've always questioned, because I am from Jacksonville, Florida, where this is a country-loving city. That is one thing I will say about my city. It is a country-loving city. But I love country and I do love to listen to it, but it's not really my type of music and my style. But I do have some of my favorite country artists like Carrie Underwood, and Madeline Morris. Those are some of my favorite country artists. But I'm kind of more leaning towards the pop, R&B. But I kind of like to cross styles, because I don't want to stay in one genre. I like to kind of intermingle genres and make my own sound out of it.
All right, so tell us, it's time. What are you going to perform for us today? And I'm going to take myself off, and I'm going to let you be front and center. Tell us.
Okay. So today I will be singing my song Stop. It's to raise awareness for the mental health field. You can find this at KatrynaAlexis.com or on any streaming platforms. It was produced by Rockbot Studio, and I actually have a music video for it. So if you want to go check that out, go check out my website, KatrynaAlexis.com.
Love it. All right, so Stop by Katryna Alexis.
Have you ever felt like a prisoner trapped inside a place you call home? Have you ever felt just not okay? Pack your bags and just run away. Have you ever felt afraid of your shadow, the feeling of it creeping up? The dark and pain, just make it okay for constant voices in my head. I don't want to cry, I don't want to hide, I just want to stop. Stop feeling this way, I just want to stop and just be okay. Just wake up one day and everything's fine. Don't have this pain on my mind. Just stop feeling this way. Have you ever felt that feeling inside? The feeling of leaving everything behind. Have you ever dreamt of that perfect life? That perfect life just makes you wanna cry. The darkness and pain, just make it okay for constant voices in my head. I don't want to cry, I don't want to hide, I just want to stop. Stop feeling this way, I just want to stop and just be okay. Just wake up one day and everything's fine. Don't have this pain on my mind. Just stop feeling this way. And I know this pain is temporary, but I can't seem to get it off my mind. Please just make it stop. Stop feeling this way, I just want to stop and just be okay. And just wake up one day and everything's fine. Don't have this pain on my mind. Just stop feeling this way.
Wow. Absolutely amazing. So I take the audience knows, you probably don't, but I take myself off just in case you're really bad. My face would not be able to hide it. That was so amazing, so soulful, sultry, soulful. I just felt like an older soul was singing that song than you. The tone so good too. I'm not going to sound like Paula Abdul, but I just want to say musically that was absolutely beautiful. I loved it. And you sang it with power and emotion, which a lot of times when you go live on these platforms, it's very hard to express that in a way. And you did it perfectly. That was so good. All right. So what is the best way for them to find you? To listen, we want people to go out and support our artists like Katryna. And so I want you to go to her website, which obviously is KatrynaAlexis.com, download her music. But where can they get your music? Where can they find out more about you?
So all my social media is Katryna Alexis. I spell my name a little differently. It's Katryna with a Y. And you can find me under all streaming platforms, Apple Music, Spotify, under Katryna Alexis. And then, of course, my website, KatrynaAlexis.com.
Absolutely beautiful and amazing. Come back anytime when you've got something you want to release or talk about. I love it. And anytime you want to talk about mental health awareness, bring that all in 100%. All right, Katryna Alexis, go to KatrynaAlexis.com or find her on all social media. She spells Katryna in a little bit of a different way, so it should be easier. You were amazing. Thank you, Katryna, for being on the show.
Thank you
all
for
right.
having me.
You guys go out, support Katryna.